And I think we are live. I can never tell. And of course, I have a little coughing fit as soon as I go live. So if you guys can hear me okay, if the audio is okay, can you please just let me know? I don't have any monitoring on the actual live stream output. So if you let me know, great. Awesome, awesome. Good to see some familiar names in the chat there as well. So thank you for joining me. Yeah, this is completely live. I never do live sessions. I always stuff up. I'm coughing a lot lately, so I edit all that out, but it's taking too long at the moment. So I'm doing these live sessions now to make it a little bit easier, less post-production, just a little bit more raw. All right. Great. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know about the sound. I'll just give it another minute just to get some more people in. I've got all my show notes all up. What we'll be going through today is a Cardano news update. I've got a whole bunch of things to talk about. I didn't think there'll be that much, but there actually is over the last week. So I'll just highlight a couple of things that are quite interesting. And I'll also give everyone an update on ADAOZ, our stake pool, and also a project that we're working on, CardanoPress, and how that's going. We put out 5 catalyst proposals and we got all the feedback back. There's a lot of bot feedback this fund 9 for Project Catalyst, which has been quite interesting. So one of the proposals, I got 23 or so reviews, and about half of them were bot reviews. So it's going to be a bit of a problem, but I heard that the teams are working on something pretty cool about that to address those bot issues. So I'm pretty excited to see what comes about it, incorporating digital identities in there as well to make sure they're real people doing it. And then I'll also talk about a couple of meetups and presentations that are going on at the moment that I'll be doing later on. So if you want to learn a little bit more or have a different perspective on how or what I'm presenting on, please check them out too. Yeah, the Flak Finance video was is one of those ones that I was quite excited about. So someone just said, yeah, great video on Flak and Adana ISPO. So Flak Finance is, I really like their project because they're very niche. They're working in India itself, working with the regulators. The team, they worked on Cardano Scan. They built their own wallet, like Typhon wallet. Credible, really good backgrounds, know what they're doing. So I'm behind their project. The only difficulty is actually working with the regulators, but there are other companies in India that are providing that kind of lending protocols, but in the regular fiat space. So it's just tying in the crypto side of things to make that possible. So I think they can achieve what they're doing. So Flak Finance is pretty cool. And then the Dana ISPO saga, that the whole drama around that social engineering, that guy that came in, or girl that came in and said, I'll handle all of this and do the distribution of the tokens. They weren't doing the distribution of the tokens. All they had to do was talk to drip drops and organize it. So it's just a matter of communicating, and they didn't have to really do much, I think, in terms of coding or anything like that. Just a whole comms thing. But, they're reporting back to Ryan and telling essentially what I think may have been lying the entire time, that they contacted drip drops, etc. And then was just going to sit there and hope for all of those assets to go into their wallet when the time was to come. But from what I've learned and what I've been told, that entire amount of assets was never going to be sent to drip drops in one go. They were going to be drip fed small amounts incrementally over the ISPO. So if anything bad did happen, it was only going to be a small amount of assets that were lost, or whatever it is. So when the request was to send all of the assets in one go, that's when red flags were alerted, and it's like, no, we're never going to do that. So that's so good that was caught. 3 a.m. in Europe. Yeah, sorry about that. It's 11 here, so it's really convenient for me. And this targets the US a little bit better as well. Excuse me. All right, let's get into it. Right, so I'll go through all of the news updates first, and then I'll go into the personal stuff that we're working on for our own team. This first one here is ADAOZ. They've put out sub-handles. So they're doing derivatives of their own project. Interesting. I had a look into this one, and it's actually a really cool idea. So if you had a company that had a handle, such as Eternal maybe, and then you wanted to give sub-handles to all your staff, this is now how you do it. So you can either mint an extra one, such as like John at Acme, and that would work the same way as an ADA handle works, so you put it into their wallet. So that's really good for like founders of a project that would always get royalties or something for forming the company, but then like staff could also get an ADA handle as well, but they get the virtual ones. Well, that's how I'd see it working. So they have those two types, an actual physical NFT and a virtual one. So owner of the actual root handle, like the acme.com handle, can create these root virtual ones for any staff or anyone that is working for the company. So I thought that is a really cool idea and concept, bring in sub handles into it as well. Now, I try to work out how I would use a sub handle for any of my own ADA handles that I've purchased recently. And this is the one I have, the main one that I'm using, RugMeDaddy. Don't know how that's going to work. Peter, RugMeDaddy, I don't know. But this is a donation address that a lot of people have been putting some assets into, and it's quite interesting to see all the projects in there. So if you've given something into this address, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for it as well. And if you want to check out what projects are putting things in there, have a look for yourself. There's quite some interesting ones too. You have to excuse me. I'm sick, and doing this live, obviously, I can't cut any of that out. Cool. Now, talking about NFTs, Vi Finance are doing their white NFT drop. Now, this was at 1 a.m. for me last night, and I managed to get my NFTs out of there. I think you had to whitelist yourself, so I was on the whitelist and was eligible for it. So I managed to get a bunch of those. I'm pretty happy that I did. And I think the mint is still going as well. So if you're still interested in getting one of these and you're on the whitelist, you should be able to log in and get one of these white NFTs. Now, if you're not familiar with the Vi Finance ecosystem at the moment, they have these series of NFTs that can actually stake to their protocol and will unlock other tokens within the ecosystem. So projects that come up and want to create something interesting, like these guys here, Boss Cats, Boss Planet token. If they want to distribute their token via Finance, they can by forming a partnership, and anyone that stakes these NFTs can actually get those tokens out. You can also stake the Wi-Fi token as well, but it's a really cool mechanism. It creates that engagement. It really brings in the Wi-Fi community into there and discover all these new projects that are trying to launch their tokens. So really cool mechanism. Absolutely love that as well. Now, if you're yield farming, if you got into Sunday Swap, excuse me. Now, if you're yield farming and you got into Sunday Swap early at the launch, you may have known that they were ending this whole distribution of their Sunday tokens. So the emission is coming to the end on July 19th. Hang on. Date's already passed. It's already gone. This is old news now. So those rewards emissions for the Sunday tokens are essentially over now. So I don't know what they're going to do next to entice users to come to the platform to start providing additional liquidity in other pools. I'm sure they have something up their sleeves. But if you're in any of their yield farms there, check your maturity of your yield farming pools because you may need to harvest that, get your liquidity out and do something with it. Don't know what you'll do, sell, hold, whatever it might be, but check and see what your positions are at the moment. Talking about Sunday Swap, this has been floating around. So it seems like the trial is still in progress. I don't know the details about this. No one's really talking about it. It is a legal proceeding. Excuse me. It is a legal proceeding, and they do have to sort it out for themselves with the lawyers. But you can check out this thread here. A couple of lawyers, Jane and Crypto Yowie, in the Cardano community have been commenting on this as well. So this just seems like I can't remember the technical term, but it's like a response that you write for a particular motion. So it was submitted with the actual documents. It doesn't mean that it's come to a conclusion yet because there isn't a signature on here, but the judge may actually side with Sunday Swap here and dismiss the case. So we don't know what's going on there exactly, but to follow the thread, I think it will end pretty soon. We'll see what happens. Just having a look at some comments here. Yeah, just a reminder, if you harvest early, you don't get all your Sunday tokens because you do have that 30-day period when you need to stake your token. So if you harvest early, you negate those tokens. So make sure you harvest on time. There is that warning screen when you do harvest. So just read that warning screen and you should be okay. Thank you, 123 Champion, for that comment. Yeah, and greetings for everyone that's around the world. Sorry if it's 3 a.m. and you're joining in, but thank you for being here. All right, now this is Amerigo's, I have to say, attempt at a NFT marketplace. So this one here is the NFT marketplace that is a little bit more niche for artists. I think... Personally, I think Amerigo jumped on the bandwagon quite late in this whole NFT game. You know, the NFT hype has died down quite a bit compared to what it was. If they launched something really early, if they got their wallet DApp connector working a lot earlier as well, I think they would be in a much better position. Unfortunately, they're probably a little bit behind. But if you're interested in some unique artwork, unique NFTs, the Fibo marketplace is doing quite well in regards to that. And of course, it's all working nicely with their Yoroi DApp connector as well, the Yoroi wallet. So having a marketplace where people are using the Yoroi wallet as well and finding those bugs improves the wallet in general. There's still that huge market penetration and users that use Yoroi. I think it's still over 60% from the last stats that I saw. So having that wallet, ensuring that it's working on all these dApps that are coming out is kind of important. It's a very important wallet to continue to support. Now, this one here, now these synthetic stuff, this just boggles my mind. I read this, I just don't get it. Like, our community members must be familiar with Curl's definition, protocol for homogenized synthetic liquidity across L2 synth. What the hell is that? I got no idea what any of this is supposed to mean, but thankfully they said Curl simplified. They're breaking it down for us. So let's have a look a little bit further. So Curl takes L2 synthetics, for example, MAD USD, CUSDT, and multi USDT. Now, I'll just explain why there are all these different ones here. Now, each one of the bridges that build into these side chains create their own version of USDT. So the USDT comes from Ethereum blockchain, but then all these companies create these bridges to bring those assets over. So the MAD USDT comes from Nomad Bridge. The C one comes from Stellar, and the multi comes from multi-chain. So each one of those companies brand their USDT with their company name in it. Now, this creates an issue in that they're not all the same. They're all USDT in theory, but because they're tokenized in a different way, they're not the same. So this protocol mashes them all together and converts them into HUSDT. Yeah, another one, I know. But now you have one synthetic version of it all mashed together that is a representation of all of these other ones for the underlying protocol. So you can now use HUSDT, which gets rid of all that confusion, gets rid of all those different multiple versions of USDT, and you have one on that particular sidechain. So this is, I believe it's from Milkometer, and I think it's going to be a really good solution for the sidechain there. Ah, boy. Now, you see how much I cough recently. So when I edit the videos that I do, you'll see all those edits in there. Post-production takes forever. Okay, now this is just a general warning in terms of scams. There's so many going on at the moment. I think with the crypto market down at the moment, these scammers are innovating and coming up with brand new ways to try and scam you and take all of your assets. I'm getting a whole bunch of SMS scams at the moment. Anything from my postal service saying, hey, you need to log in here, to password resets or your bank account's being locked. So please be aware of those. Just ignore them. If you do get one of those messages and you are concerned, contact your bank directly and don't click on any of the links in those SMSs. That's really important. Now, this one here, this is a real sad one to have seen as well. This one here, someone was having an issue trying to view their rewards in Eternal Wallet. Now, sometimes it happens. The nodes are a little bit slow to synchronize, so that data doesn't come through. So you may just need to wait, come back, try again a little bit later, the rewards will appear. This person went to Telegram to try and get help. Telegram's terrible. I absolutely hate Telegram in that anytime I'm on there, I get spammed. I get anything from, how's your crypto portfolio doing, to marriage proposals, anything. I absolutely hate Telegram, and I don't know why people love it so much. But this person here was on there asking for help. Someone DM'd them saying, hey, I'm an official Eternal Wallet support, blah, blah, blah. Go to this website. They went to the website, tried to connect their wallet, didn't work, entered in their seed phrase on there to try and get it working. And that's when the hackers saw it, got their seed phrase, plugged it into another wallet, drained all their assets, and that's it. At that point, there's nothing you can do about it. All your assets are gone, and your 200K ADA is kaput. It's in the hands of the hackers at that point. So the lessons learned here: don't trust those online support. The owners of the projects usually never DM you. They will never contact you directly and ask you to do something like this. And if you're needing to enter your seed phrase online, be so cautious of where you're entering it. Make sure you're doing it on the official website. If someone sends you a link and it looks like Eternal, great, cool. Close that link, do the Google search for Eternal, and find it from there, or install the proper extension. That's where you should be doing it. You shouldn't be doing it on any other weird website to check your assets. If you want to check what's happening with your wallet, just check on an explorer, such as Cardano Scan. This is my favorite explorer. Just enter in your wallet here. I'll just click on this wallet. There we go. You can enter in your wallet address and you can see exactly what's going on with your wallet. You can see how much assets are in there, what's going on with it exactly. So this is all on-chain data, and that's the best way to check what's going on. Just go onto an explorer, and that will verify if you're delegated to a stake pool, what rewards are coming from it, etc., etc. So just do that. There are videos on my channel that talk about this as well. So please check out those videos. Yeah, sorry for the coughing, guys. Hopefully you don't get sick from me. Okay, Now to our stake pool. We're doing okay. We're at that 58.4 million. In most cases, that's doing actually pretty well. We were at that, the highest, I think we were at like about 68, which is over that threshold of what we should be. So we lost about 10 million over the last 4 or 5 months, but that's okay. People just moving their stake around. A lot of the people that are delegated to us are delegating for the Dana tokens, for the Adana ISPO. But you also get the Indy tokens from the Indigo protocol distribution as well, because we're a single stake pool operator, and also the LRN tokens, the Learn tokens, the Hosky Inu tokens. I think there was one, or the Strip tokens as well. They did a little deal for us, and you can claim them all from drip drops. So if you're interested in claiming any of those tokens, you can do so, and you get those extra bonuses for delegating to our stake pool. So thank you anyone that is delegating to us, and thank you for staying for so long as well. It's really appreciated. Now, the really hard thing with having a high threshold stake pool what I'm saying. Now, the really hard thing with having a high threshold, high staked stake pool is that you do get a lot of slot battles. Now, slot battles is when 2 stake pools are allocated the same slot at the same time. It happens. It's just how the Ouroboros protocol works. So we have to battle it out between another stake pool to mint that block. And usually the stake pool with the lower amount of active stake gets that slot. So if you're really high and you're at max threshold, the smaller pool, which might only have 3 million ADA in there, will more likely win. It isn't always the case, but that's usually how it works. So it's really hard to battle against all these other smaller pools, and they slowly chip away at all the blocks that you're supposed to mint. This epoch, we're supposed to mint, I think, at 128%, so it's a real high luck rate. If you look at the blocks that we're minting at the moment, it's churning through. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't think we've had a slot battle this epoch yet. So that's really cool. That's really good. Propagation times for the blocks are really fast at the moment as well. So it's like sub 1 second. So all networks are really good. We have 4 active relays. So if you look at our stake pool stats, let me just go back to Cardano scan. ADAOZ. Loading. Come on, a little bit faster. I guess it doesn't help when I'm streaming as well. I've got another monitoring laptop here and I'm trying to pull up data on a website. Where was I? Oh, almost 2,000 blocks. I think we'll get there this epoch, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, if you go here, you usually can see how many relays the pool has. I can't remember exactly where they put it, but it'll tell you that this pool has 2 relays. We actually have 4. 2 of them are hidden, and that's to prevent any malicious attacks on the stake pool as well. And thank you for delegating. Awesome. Now, if you have any questions about stake pools in general, or how they operate, or any of the rewards that we get, please leave a comment. It's all live. I can get them answered in the next few minutes as well. Now, the other stuff that we've been working on, we've been quite busy. Actually, one more thing before I move on to that. Now, if you are a delegate of our stake pool, we actually have a couple of perks for our delegates. So, of course, the bonus LRN token, so you can read more about So, of course, the bonus LRN tokens, you can read more about the tokens and how they work in the ecosystem. It will actually form a whole part of the Learn Cardano website. So I haven't really spoken about this yet, but we have a whole bunch of courses that are coming up, and the tokens are going to work as a reward mechanism. So it's a earn to learn, platform, and then you can use those tokens to unlock other courses or cash them in on a decentralized exchange. So it's a whole bunch of mechanisms that we're working through there. So it's a pretty cool little concept, just playing around with the mechanics at the moment. But back to this, where to go? Now, if you're really into NFTs or you're doing a lot of transactions, we have a private API, SMIT API. Ah, boy. We have a private SMIT API. So if you want access to that, you can get to it here, but you have to be delegated to our stake pool. And we've done little checks on here. So you need to connect your wallet. So there you can see you don't have any rights to connect. Let me just go back one. Same with this one here. You won't be able to read that. But if you connect your Web3 wallet on here, so my NAMI wallet is delegated to ADAOZ. There you go, page refreshes and you get access to that particular content. So it will check. I think the rules here that I've put in, you need to be delegated for at least 5 epochs to be able to gain access to any of the content on this particular site. This is at app.cardanonode.com.au, and you can find all the details there. Now, this is all working because of our plugin that we've been working on, CardanoPress. This has been going quite well, and we put in 5 different proposals for different parts of the project on Project Catalyst, and we got some really, really good feedback. The only bit that we fell down in was the milestones and how we laid them out. So I didn't put any particular dates on those milestones or how long they'll take, because it does vary from project to project. But that's the approach that I took, and you're supposed to put dates in and timelines, like really strict, so they could measure things easily. A little bit unfortunate, but I'll get them sorted. They also said that communication needs to be done. They probably didn't see the website or the forum, but everything is on here. So if you are building out a project, there we go. If you're building out a project, you have questions, jump on the forum here. Where am I? There we go. Jump on the forum. You can learn more. You can engage with the team. We also have documentation coming out. One of the Catalyst proposals was around documentation as well. If you want to get the code, it's all on GitHub. Everything is open source at the moment. You can see our commits. We've been working on it quite tirelessly for the last month and a bit. Yep. Ah, boy. Got to get better. And if you want to dig in any deeper, we also have a white paper on the details of how we want to organize and grow this project. Everything from the business model to the tokenomics of everything as well, and how you guys as a community of builders and people using the CardanoPress tools, how you can be part of the ecosystem as well. So we've already started highlighting various projects that are building on CardanoPress, which is so cool. I know there's a lot more out there. I just haven't had the time to go through them all. But here's a quick highlight of a couple of projects. We've got Leaf Token, Cardano Pick, the Boss, oh, I've got a typo there. It should be Boss Cat Rocket Club, Ada Waifus, the GoKey project, the ISPO page, and then random blockchain artworks. So if you're a project that is building out something interesting and you need these tools, please check it out. Let me know that you're building. We're more than happy to help you put things together using our plugin. And it gives you this really lovely dApp connector functionality. And you can do some really interesting things with that. All the mechanics that you have in WordPress, everything from permissions to logging in and buying things and validating against an NFT and then getting a coupon code with WooCommerce. All these different mechanics are coming out, and it's opening up a whole new world of possibilities incorporating blockchain and the regular Web 2 space as well. So I'm pretty excited about what's happening with this one here. If you want to learn more, CardanoPress.io. Now, the last bit here, I'll just wrap up after this. We've got a couple of events coming up. I'm presenting at the Brisbane Cardano meetup next Wednesday. So if you're in the area, if you're in Australia, if you're on the Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, somewhere near Brisbane, come along. We're talking Vassal hard fork. Going to go through all the details and work out exactly what is going into this particular hard fork, how it's going to affect Cardano, and what it's going to be like after the hard fork. A lot of developers are very excited about this one, but how do you benefit as a user from this hard fork? So we're going to talk all about that. I'm also presenting at Beyond the Code, which is a youth-led presentation conference at in Auckland in New Zealand, and it's about inspiring kids and the youth for these interesting tech careers ahead of them. Ah, boy. So I'll be there talking about Cardano and what blockchain technology has in store for them. So a lot of these careers don't even exist yet. So I'm trying to inspire these kids to look into crypto, blockchain, and Cardano in particular, and see what possibilities are there for them. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for you guys before I fall over and die from this cold. If you have any questions for me, please jump on now and you can ask away. I'll just scroll through the things today. I'll just scroll through the comments just to check if there's anything. Yeah, hopefully I do feel better. Thank you. I'm sure just a little bit of rest over the weekend and I'll be totally fine, maybe. Or I might be coughing for another month. People that do know me have seen me cough and be sick for months on end. It's incredibly annoying. I have to get back into the gym, regular sleep routines and everything, and hopefully it all dies down, but we'll see how we go. Okay, I think that's it. No questions coming in, so thank you everyone so much for joining me on the live. This is all recorded as well, so I'll be doing a little bit of post-production to cut out all of my coughs, and I'll be re-uploading it live. You can find all the information at learncardano.io. Everything there, all the show notes, all the links and references as well. So thank you so much for joining me on a live podcast episode. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.